In this tutorial now, we're going to go through everything in the bottom half of the dashboard, being the cardio and steps, goals, competitions, exercise library, the vault, and the calendar, okay? The nutrition plans and workout plan section, they all need a little bit more time because it's a bit more in depth. This area here is nice and simple. Now, when you look at these areas, let's start with the cardio and steps. When you jump into this here, I'm going to give you the cardio that I want you to be doing on a weekly or even daily basis. It could be like I have here, going on the assault bike. It could be going the rowing machine, anything along those lines. It could be going for a walk or run. It'll very much depend on you specifically and what your targets are. Whether your goal is fat loss, I could be telling you to go for 10,000 steps a day. It could be anything, right? So make sure you pay attention to that. When you go to log your cardio, you either have steady state or interval training. I will make sure I classify for you which of those two you are doing. Look, we know in here it says obviously I've got that 20 minutes of assault bike. That's just 20 minutes cruising on at a nice steady pace. That is your steady state cardio. If I was to say go 1 minute on, 1 minute off, and just nail that over and over again, that is the interval training. When we come back out again, we've got the goals and competitions. In here, I want you to set a target in here specifically about what you want to achieve. It could be like this goal here, whether it's fat loss, so we want to lose 20 kilos by Christmas. It could even be a competition you have coming up. Let's say I've got a BJJ Grappling Industries competition in 3 months' time, and I need to be physically prepared for that. I'll have a timer then on my end, and it'll even pop up for you on here as well about how much longer we've got until that deadline that we've set ourselves. That's a really powerful tool that I want to make sure you're utilizing. Once you've done that one, then you've obviously got your exercise library as well. So every single exercise that I put into this program will be in this section here. So let's say you might even be experimenting, trying some new movements, or you saw your favorite influencer doing a movement and you want to know how to do bench press properly. If you type in bench or even bench press, you can then obviously go through every single variation that I've put in here of the bench press, okay? Which will be really handy for you to access at any given point. This is a handy one for you as well, is the vault. In the vault, I've put 4 files in there so far. There is more coming to here, so stay tuned. I'm constantly going to be adding more stuff to this. This is going to be a really vastly growing space in this platform. First one you have is the recovery center. In here, I've put 4 stretching tutorials that are me. I've done some of my own recovery tutorials of some of my favorite mobility stretches. If you look at the brackets of the first 4, you'll see that it's targeting specific joints. Let's say you wake up one day and you're like, oh, my upper shoulders are so stiff. Well, you'll know then to do the upper back, shoulders, and neck stretching routine because that'll help that area, right? The bottom 4 then are 4 tutorials that I have followed personally in the past that I've actually really enjoyed. So don't be afraid to actually jump into those ones. Give them a crack. Look, stretching's always going to be good. It's going to make you feel a little bit better. Why not utilize that? Then here we've got the nutrition section. I've utilized some of my good friend Kenneth Worley's, uh, some of his educational material. He's obviously given me permission to do so, so don't get all staunchy about it. But he's also a leading sports nutritionist in the combat sport and field athlete space. Very knowledgeable fella, and he's been kind enough to gift some of these over. He's also done a lot of work with Champion Health, the dietitian group that works with a lot of you platinum members. So this is available for all you guys. Utilize this, access this. I think this will be very handy for those of you, especially on the foundation membership, who aren't quite having the dietitian consults. This will be really handy for you to keep your learning going, and that way you can really self-manage a lot of the stuff you've already been doing. You've obviously got here the understanding intensities. As I mentioned in previous tutorials around RPE, RIR, and even the cardio, I've put together 2 graphics here. So understanding intensity for both the RPE and RIR on the workout programs when you're putting in the intensity for a weight session, and then the cardio as well, which I'll prescribe you gears. Your gears intensity, different breathing styles, whether it's tempo through your nose, tempo through your mouth, and things like that to help regulate the intensity. The last folder here is the how-to guide, which is where you're going to be finding this video right here. Okay, so make sure you go into that. Look at all the how-to videos. Make sure you understand how to utilize the platform. At the end of the day, this is what you're paying for. it's going to be bloody annoying if you don't know how to utilize a platform you are paying for. Okay. The last thing on here is your calendar, which you'll be able to see all the workouts, the cardio, and everything you've logged as well. If you really want to have a Zoom call with me, or there's something specific you really need to go over, add a request, chuck something in there, and just be like, and this will come straight through to me as well, so I can either accept or decline it. So make sure you chuck that in there. That way I can make sure I can help you out the best way I can. And yeah, happy days. So that's how to navigate the bottom half of the dashboard section. And yeah, cool beans.